What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another Tuesday edition of my live stream. We're going to call it, for now, Talk Shop Tuesdays. And this is where we talk shop about what we're investing into, what we believe in, what we're excited about. And, of course, we're going to start with some macro perspective news as well. That's always to give you guys some perspective about where we are on the macro scale. And because I want to remind you guys that if you zoom out and you look at the big picture of what's going on, which we'll get into, trust me, we will see that there is a lot of adoption happening on a macro perspective, and that we should be very, very bullish long term. And while I'm not going to pretend to lie to you and tell you what is going to happen today or tomorrow with the Bitcoin price or the crypto prices, I can tell you that in the long run, we are up only, and hopefully by watching this show, you guys will also share the same kind of consensus that I have come to over the past 10 years of me being in crypto. And that's kind of why I have this channel, really, is just to remind you guys of what's going on in the world and why I'm so bullish long term. No matter if you entered into the space 3 weeks ago, 3 months ago, 3 years ago, it doesn't really matter. But this is important information for you guys to know. And let me know where you're tuning in from too, because this is, right now we're doing this show at this time, Monday through Friday, which is 7 p.m. where I am here in Thailand, and 7 a.m. for East Coast of the United States. So I know it's a little bit early for anyone coming in from the United States. But yeah, we're trying to kind of see, how do I say this the best way? I'm also trying to make sure that if I want to go out to dinner on Monday through Friday or something like that, that I can. So the timing is a little bit awkward, a little early for some people. But anyway, let me know where you are tuning in from. And if you're not watching this live, in the comments below, also let me know what you guys think of the time, what you think of the format. I am curious. This is a new format. So yeah, please give me some feedback, you guys. And if you would do me a favor as well, not only like this video and subscribe if you're not, but also go to my Twitter and retweet the tweet talking about the show. That would be really helpful and really appreciative. So we've got Cody in the house, Vinay Singha, Anders, Miriam Berzon, Volker, Roman in Southeast Asia, Mentalica, Thomas, exploring NFTs, Trader's View, and Mahed Ali Aber from India, Live Free from Scotland, Roberto also loves Talk Shop Tuesdays, Digital Money, let's see, Thomas Beck. All right, now we're getting some people in here. Ula Ulua Omonia. Sorry, I'm just Ainfe, South Africa. Maybe you have a nickname. Might be helpful. Let's see. Best time for Istanbul is 3 p.m. I'm not sure what time it is there in Istanbul right now, but let me know, Miran. And Too Funky in here. Yo, what's happening? Jose Antonio Reyes Calderon, what's happening? Smash the likes. Yes, sir. Thank you very much. And Trial, good to see you in here as always. Okay, and Flavius Nigo, what's up, everybody? What's up, everybody? Okay, let's see what's up. So let's first take a look at let's share a screen here. And let's take a look at the Bitcoin markets. So what's going on in actually, first of all, let's get in with the winners. So we have all the winners. Congratulations to those of you who won this Soul Shift whitelist. We messaged you guys on Twitter for this non-fragment token by Hiroshi. We talked about this on the show last week. This is something that we believe is a similar type of artist to the guy who created Artifact, the CloneX. So there should be some good demand for this project, and congratulations to you winners. Mahadi66, Andy K94230422, and Honzas. We will be DMing you guys on Twitter. Congratulations again, guys. Right on. Let's move in to the Bitcoin charts. Bitcoin versus US dollar. As you can see, we've been moving sideways for about a week now, and in this but slight upward trend. We went from up to 38.5 now, just about, from yesterday at 37K. So that's a pretty good uptrend. And of course, we still have some ways to go before we are fundamentally bullish. But in the last week, you can see we do have this uptrend where we're getting higher highs and lower lows, which is a good sign on the short term kind of trend is trending upwards. So can we break this $40,000 mark? I would say that right now we smashed this smashed into this $39,000 mark a few days ago, and then got rejected, and tried to break through it again, got rejected, and right now we're trying to break through it, and we'll see exactly what happens. Maybe we'll have some huge pump during the show, and if you guys smash the like buttons, it's much more likely to happen. So you should make sure you do that. And if you subscribe, your particular Bitcoin bag will probably pump more than other people's. So it's magic how that works. And of course, that would be amazing. Did I meet with Chris in Phuket? I did. We went out on the boat to Koh Phi Phi over the weekend, and that was very nice. Maybe we'll do some pictures on Twitter or something like that from the trip. It was a very, very good weekend, and this is why I have a bit of a tan on my face today. So let's look at Crypto Lark Davis, his tweet. So we've seen this before, but it keeps hitting all-time lows on the exchanges. What does this mean? Well, this means that basically people are buying and holding Bitcoin. It's quite simple. This is a 3-year low of Bitcoin on exchanges, which just means that there's less and less and less Bitcoin that's moving around and circulating. It means more long-term holders, which means that there's less circulating supply, and the demand just continues to increase and increase and increase. And we already know exactly, simple economics 101, price equals supply and demand, right? So as supply decreases, as we see here, and demand increases, theoretically, we should see increase in price. Again, macro perspective here on why we all should be bullish on Bitcoin long term. Next up, we see Will Clemente. Despite the price decline, 76% of Bitcoin supply is currently held by strong hands, a multi-year high. Again, this is just reiterating what I've been saying, which is basically, let's go ahead and give Will a follow, which is just what I've been saying, right? Which is that majority of Bitcoin and 76% of it is held by strong hands. This is insane, you guys. This is absolutely insane. This trend is not going to stop, in my opinion. It is definitely going to continue as more and more people understand what Bitcoin is, and more people understand how important it will be to hold one whole Bitcoin, for example, which will become increasingly difficult to do as time continues to pass by. There's only 21 million Bitcoin that will ever be produced or minted, and about 4 million of those were lost forever with hacks, thefts, people losing their hardware wallets, et cetera, et cetera. So, conservatively, there's 18 million Bitcoin that will ever be produced or circulated, and there's something like 60 million millionaires on the planet. So again, that's much less than 1 Bitcoin per million on the planet. And we already know that some people have hundreds of thousands of Bitcoins, making it to where, maybe only 1,000 or so millionaires will ever even own one whole Bitcoin. So yeah, that's Will Clemente and his tweet. And then, so what do we got here? So Confluence with July 2021. So he's talking about what we've seen exactly. So who is Xu Zhu? He is the managing partner of Three Arrows Capital, one of the biggest crypto VCs in the world. And he is kind of saying that he feels like we are seeing a similar trend to July 2021, where Bitcoin slowly but surely started moving upwards into the 60K plus region. What are those things that he's comparing to? The NFT bull market, which we absolutely are seeing and went over yesterday on the show. FTX powerful private round. And we will get into that in a second on FTX going at an insane valuation. And many alts are just dead in the water. Bitcoin and Ethereum hold round numbers support. So we've been saying that. And TradeFi funds panicked out. These are he's talking about all of the hedge funds that are trading Bitcoin and Ethereum, things like that, who have just completely got scared and have basically dipped out of the market, and then on-chain accumulation of re-emerging. So basically reaccumulation or accumulation of long-term diamond hands of Bitcoin are starting to be another trend, as we just talked about. All right, so now into FTX news around the globe. FTX, we also found out that they are now breaking grounds in Bahamas, but cryptocurrency exchange FTX hits $32 billion valuation despite bear market fears. So FTX is just, and here's Sam Bankman-Fried. I think he's, what is he, under 30 years old or something, and just a wee lad, but his bank account is not wee by any means. So he's this guy is just a beast. So the Bahamas-based company said Monday that it raised $400 million in a Series C financing round, the third fundraise in the last 9 months. What they're going to do with all this money, I have no idea, but I'm sure it's going to be something like buying stadiums and investing into games and expanding the exchange around the globe. That's probably a good idea for them to do. Getting new licenses and breaking grounds into new territories is always something that exchanges are often trying to do. So, so that's the FTX news, and congratulations, Sam Bankman-Fried, for being the youngest crypto billionaire and the multi-billionaire, I think the richest man in crypto. So you have to think that Sam probably owns well over 50% of FTX, making his net worth, well over $16 billion. Not to mention, he's a massive holder of Solana, one of the core founders from Alameda Research. And this guy is just an animal, a beast. Do not bet against FTX and Sam Bankman-Fried. It would be a very, very bad bet. So next up, we got Binance. Binance, this is a good idea, right? So this is a good idea. Binance builds up $1 billion insurance fund to cover potential hacks. This is good because, of course, keeping your money on a centralized exchange or centralized entity at all could be quite worrisome. And we've seen Binance act in good faith before, as they have been hacked and refunded all the investors' money. And now they know that they're dealing with even more and more funds, and they need to keep more funds in hot wallets, which means they have more vulnerabilities. And because Binance makes like $1 billion in like a month or a couple of weeks or something like that, it makes complete sense that they would just stick this money into an insurance fund. I mean, at the end of the day, it's still CZ's money, right? But in the meantime, he's just keeping it there in case shit happens, right? So this is a great move by Binance. It instills a lot of faith and confidence in people to go ahead and leave their money on a centralized exchange. We also saw that, there's been a lot of exchange hacks. I was just reading before the show about the funds stolen from Bitfinex back in 2016. I think that's like 110,000 Bitcoin or something. We're somewhere in the tune of $3.9 billion that still hasn't been sold or moved yet. But then we've also seen like the Ascendex hack. We saw KuCoin's hack, BitMEX, all these Bitmart's hack, $200 million. So it's a good idea. And Bitmart for 200 million, we know that Binance does exponentially more volume than something like Bitmart. So it's a good move on CZ's behalf. And it's a good move to self-regulation as well, right? So if you can create an insurance fund for yourself, you should do that, and not rely on third-party insurance agencies. And this is a really, really good move for, conveying confidence to your what are these guys called? To your why can't I think? Customers. That's what we are. The Binance customers. Yep. So next, we've got some big bold moves from El Salvador, as the president, who I'm a big fan of, reveals gigantic Bitcoin bet as Ethereum, BNB, Solana, Cardano, and XRP rally. I'm not sure if they're all rallying, but nonetheless, we do know that we have mentioned several times before, El Presidente de El Salvador is very bullish, and he's pulling a Michael Saylor, right? So anytime that he can absolutely buy Bitcoin and put it in their treasury, their balance sheet, they can do that. And of course, we saw yesterday in the show, we talked about Cathie Wood, and her price predictions of Bitcoin being $1 million by 2030. That seems conservative to me, but I'm also more bullish than maybe sometimes than I should be. I'm more optimistic and think that things will move quicker than they have. You know, I've been in the space since 2012, and I'm just super curious about watching the space adopt. And we have some news coming up here very shortly about something really bullish that gives you reason to bet big on Bitcoin. So this is the El Salvador news and the Cathie Wood from ARK Invest news about the potential value of Bitcoin in the next 8 years or so. So guys, if you are watching, please make sure that you just at least tap. You don't have to smash, but if you just tap the like button, that'd be great. And if you are not subscribed, please go ahead and make sure you do that. Again, I think this is super important. This is why I'm switching this format into this kind of channel where basically you guys can tune in and get all the news and ask me questions, because I think this is all very, very important for you to understand, so you can not get too disturbed from the actual day-to-day price trends and more about the big picture. So guys, thank you. And let's go into the next topic, which I have been pitched a couple of these projects. They're basically Netflix killers. How crypto film startups are using blockchain to disrupt Hollywood. So there's a few ways that we can do this. One of them is crowdfunding. So there's this kind of DeFi aspect, and we can call it like D-film, which is like DeFi film, which is basically talking about crowdfunding movie production. So traditionally, movies have been produced and funded by very large studios, whether it's like Warner Brothers or Sony, for example, that are funding a production, and then they take a lot of the profits. Very lucrative business model. But recently, some projects have been toying with the idea of crowdfunding for film production. One of them was Bitflix that I talked to a while back. He was creating something with Arnold Schwarzenegger's son. This other one is MovieCoin. And then we also have a project that you guys, if you've been watching my channel for a long time, I'm quite bullish on, which is AOZ, which is announcing their mainnet here, I think in March, which is going to have some very unique features to many layer one blockchains, where they're going to actually be able to deal with storage on chain, which is going to get rid of the need for something like IPFS or storage solutions that are not quite decentralized. So quite bullish on this D-film kind of sector. However, you have to remember one thing. So if you can create a decentralized streaming service, great, right? Something where like a Netflix where people can use the service now, and it has a B2C model. Again, I talk a lot on this channel about B2C versus B2B models, and something like a Netflix that removes the Netflix aspect and creates a peer-to-peer streaming service. This would be very, very powerful. However, something like the decentralized DeFi crowdfunding model, this is going to take a lot longer for it to become very profitable, right? Think about the time it takes to for a producer or someone, a filmmaker, to create maybe a trailer that might entice people, crowd investors, then the time that they actually raise the money, then the time they go into production, which will take like a year to film a movie, and then more time for post-production to actually edit it and these kind of things, and then put it out. You're talking like from the time that they actually raise the money to the time that they're actually generating revenue or profits for a film, you're talking like probably a year and a half at the quickest, right? So this is a long time to turn around before some revenue comes in to share with the people that co-invested in the movie. However, it is kind of exciting, and it is another way for people to kind of diversify investments into the Hollywood film industry, which we know has all been very, very lucrative. So that's the D-film news, and very interesting indeed. Let's go into this news, which is very, very bullish news. So this is 300 community banks in the US preparing to start offering Bitcoin trading in 2022. So that's 300 banks. That's a huge amount of banks. So Harry Reynolds, the CEO of Georgia-based Bank South, with over $1.3 billion in assets, said, "We have seen significant activity in cryptocurrency transactions from our customer accounts, and few investments have been rather large. So that is obviously getting our attention." Of course, it's getting their attention. Anything that a bank can do to make money is going to get their attention. And if they don't adapt and welcome Bitcoin and cryptocurrency trading, they're going to get left in the dust, right? So 300 banks, that's a huge amount, are going to be adding Bitcoin to their existing systems, allowing trading, more than likely allowing custodian services where you can hold your Bitcoin or cryptocurrency into the accounts. And more than likely, that means they're also going to be including it in their online apps, meaning that you can spend Bitcoin at different places, things like that. So expect a lot of big news this year when it comes down to Bitcoin being integrated into banks all over the world, in the United States, things like that. And this is also nice to see up here at the top. Bitcoin, Ethereum, EOS, everything is up today. And that's nice. That's nice to see this green in the markets. So we're going to jump into our Talk Shop Tuesday segment. And if you guys have any types of anything that you want to see or want to talk about, just let me know in the comments below exactly what you're curious about, and I will get into it as well after I talk about a few of these games that we have invested into and that I am quite bullish on. So Space Misfits is the first one. It is not out yet. They will be doing their IDO on Paid Ignition. I'm not sure the exact date yet, but this is really cool. The game is actually already ready to play, and it is a fun game. It's already ready, and it has a good play to earn economy built into it. It's basically a 3D multiplayer space play to earn game built with Engine blockchain technology, and so Engine is huge as well. They have a big community, and that means that we're going to get a lot of exposure here. So Space Misfits is something that we've been excited about for a long time. I think the guys have been building this for about 3 years. And again, it's another one of these space themed kind of mining asteroids, blowing up ships, this kind of thing. And it is quite exciting. In fact, do we have a video for our Space Misfits? Yep. All right, let's show it off. We did it already. Okay, I guess we already did the IDO. So we're just waiting for TGE. Thank you, Pit Scale, for that. I forgot about that. Appreciate it. But anyway, yeah, so TGE, so it hasn't started trading yet. And just waiting for, so if you guys are on Paid Ignition, then and you probably are already in possession or have rights to some tokens, which is exciting for you guys. Next, let's get into Thetan Arena. I've talked about this before, but I've got some mind-blowing stats for you guys. So basically 22,086,000 players on Thetan Arena. Now, you could be saying, Kyle, I thought you said this was going to explode already. And just based on the sheer amount of players alone, it should have. But of course, there was a little bit premature to market, in my opinion. Well, maybe not premature, because they've built up a very impressive player base, and this is going to be super valuable. One thing that they have to do is they have to fix their token economy. So like Axie, for example, right now, Axie is completely broken. It is horrible. So, I every single day I talk to projects and they pitch me, and just out of curiosity, when I'm listening to a guild pitch or something like that, I think that, I want to ask them, hey, so where are you sending your players of the guild? And a lot of them are still sending players to Thetan Arena. Sorry, to Axie Infinity. And Axie, if you don't know right now, but Axie, if you're playing Axie, you earn SLP, and SLP is at 1 cent right now. And most people are earning, 150 SLP a day. So they're earning $1.50 every single day. And the player usually gets to keep between 50 to 70% of that. And then the manager who's managing them gets to keep 10 to 20%. And the DAO, the rest, which means that they have, that if they're investing between $800 to $1,200 per scholar for their team that they need to play to earn these SLP, that means it's taking them between 8 to 12 months to repay the initial investment. And that's just a horrible economic model right now. Nothing like it used to be in the guild space. So hopefully Thetan Arena fixes the token economic model soon. And if they do, they'll be in a really, really, really good position to attract a tremendous amount of guilds, scholars, and the play to earn economy. Right now, it seems like, and I don't have a whole lot of information. I know I'm a little bit behind the ball on this one right now. But is it Pegasus? Is that what it's called? This one is actually, let's see, I believe it's trending right now. Let's see this one. Yeah, Pegasus. So this one, I've been talking to a lot of the guys in Philippines are actually super, super bullish on this. And let's just open up in a new tab over here. And this is actually a very good, look at this market cap is only $35 million. Fully diluted valuation is $770 million. I will get into this on another, maybe tomorrow. I'll cover it more. And yeah, it's absolutely, people are making good money on this. Whereas in Axie, they're making like $1.50 a day, and Pegasus, they're making like $60 a day, between 40 and 60. So, if they can do that in Pegasus, why would they want to, make $1.50 in Axie, for example? Yes, the barrier to entry is a bit higher, which makes it even more attractive for a guild model. But instead of about $1,200 for a barrier for the entry into Axie, you're looking at like $2,700 for the entry into Pegasus. And but when you're earning 30 to 40 times more a day for 2 times the amount of additional investments, it makes a whole lot of sense. Yeah, and also some in the comments here, Hogoshi said that Thetan Arena gameplay is way superior to Axie. Yeah, it's a much more entertaining and fun game to play, 100%. So let's get into the next game, which as they release more and more videos, I become more and more excited about. Cornucopias. So Cornucopias, let's put the video on and then I'll tell you a little bit about it afterwards. So that was Cornucopias. It is, a lot of people are comparing this to something like Minecraft, for example, where you can build, interact, play, farm, things like that. And it's basically, they say called the island awaits. You could own your own islands, build your own dream world on it, invite your friends to come over and hang out. And Minecraft, I think, is the world's most played game. So of course, going after that market would be extremely attractive, and you can't actually earn any money on Minecraft. But in Cornucopias, you can. And I'm very excited to see this come out. It's being built with Unreal Engine. So the graphics will be amazing. The gameplay will be a lot of fun. And, I know that they were intending to build at one time on Cardano. I don't know if that's still the path that they're planning on taking. But you can see here that it also has a very good valuation. Fully diluted is only 166 million. When the game comes out, I imagine that this is going to jump up, a lot. And it's just because it's just fairly unknown at the time, but it's something that I'm staying in touch with the team with quite often, and I know what they're building, and it's actually going to be very, very exciting. So Let's see, what else are we? Which one would I? So Mytheria or Thetan Arena? What would I rate higher? So I think Thetan Arena for sure. Just because I know more about it, to be honest with you at this point. So Mytheria I did invest into as well. However, I just not really sure. I haven't stayed up to date with the gameplay on that. So yeah, it's not the best answer for you because I really don't know too much about Mytheria. Or how it's going to be adopted. But I know that it's coming essentially from the same advisory, the same guys that also brought you Thetan Arena, some of the same team. So it should have a lot of the same marketing collateral and power behind it. And I know some of their methods, like for Thetan Arena, was basically take a game that was already doing very, very well, and then basically creating a crypto gaming aspect, a play to earn aspect into it. Okay, so we'll do some Q&A for a little bit. So can you share your current view on Polkadot and especially on Astar and Moonbeam? Yeah, so if you guys know me or Master Ventures, we are very, very, very bullish on the Polkadot ecosystem. It'll become apparently obvious why once we start to see this XCM, which is this cross-chain messenger technology that's built in on the Polkadot base layer, which allows basically communication between any of the parachains. So, for example, if there's a project building on Moonbeam and a different project building on Astar, and they want to be able to, let's say, send each other assets or use an exchange on the other platform, that whole experience happens as if it's on the same blockchain. You don't even really feel the cross-chain communication because it happens natively versus something like some people are building bridge technologies for, let's say, Solana to Terra, for example, or Solana to Ethereum, for example. And this, the end user will actually feel. They'll actually have to do manual work on their end, and that creates some sort of vulnerability or potential for exploits within that bridge. So it doesn't happen in the Polkadot ecosystem. Now, as far as Moonbeam or Astar specifically, while I think that they're amazing tech from the teams, I've been talking to both teams for well over a year or 2 years now. So as you guys may or may not know, Master Ventures has been incubating a project building its own parachain that will be focused on the metaverse. And so while I think that Moonbeam and Astar from a tech perspective are really sound, one of the most important things, if you're asking about, which I think a lot of you guys are curious about, is where the potential is for price in the future. Well, Moonbeam is going to have a really good first mover advantage, and they already have a pretty robust ecosystem being built. But you guys, it's probably also really important to understand too the ecosystem developments, right? And while first mover will have a big advantage, also the team building it or supporting it will also have a big advantage too. And so if you look at Master Ventures ecosystem, in 2021, we supported close to 100 projects, whether that was under advisory or incubation directly. And all of them ask, which chain should we build on? Which layer one should we be building on? And of course, we are going to be pushing projects and suggesting that they build on the layer one blockchain that is being built on Polkadot right now. So, that stay tuned for that. Of course, I will give you more updates as I can as it's being built. You can kind of imagine it's kind of like, I don't want to compare myself to Sam Bankman-Fried because this guy is already a massive billionaire and created a hugely successful ecosystem. But that's the kind of path that you can imagine that we are following right now with our ecosystem, similar to like Alameda Research did with Solana. Master Ventures is doing with this layer one blockchain, where we are going to focus a lot of our resources on building out this ecosystem on this layer one blockchain being built in Polkadot, which I believe Polkadot will be the most widely adopted metaverse infrastructure because of the way that they're allowing this cross-chain communication, which will be extremely important. People don't realize it yet, but if you understand the intricacies and the nuances of cross-chain interoperability, it's a very big problem in crypto, and so far Polkadot's the only one I've seen that does it. So yes, are we hiring for researchers? Yeah, we absolutely are. So we're also hiring for an editor. who wants to edit these shows, and other videos that we do, like, for example, stuff from this weekend, lifestyle stuff, panels that we do, those kind of things, and as well as a thumbnail artist. So if you can apply on the application below. And if you have already applied and have not gotten a response yet, that should happen in the next day or two. But yeah, it's in the description below, guys. Feel free to fill that out, and we'll get back to you guys. Let's see. Any other questions? Pretty much done for this one. Let's see. Do we have anything else? No, I think that's it, guys. Where can you apply? It's in the description below. Description below. And yeah, that's it, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. Let me know also what you like, what you don't like about this show format. If you think it's good, if you think we should go back to revert to the old show format, and about the timing too, if you think it's a good time or too early or too late. And then also for those of you asking about paid specific stuff, let's see. So I can answer this last question. Any news about paid IDOs? So a lot of projects have chosen to postpone their IDOs because of market sentiment, and we cannot blame them for doing that. So we don't have a tremendous amount of IDOs lined up right now. We're also being very selective on the ones that we allow into the platform. We want them to be all really well vetted and have a lot of confidence behind the projects that we're offering in the paid community. So yeah, so we've got them in the works, quite a bit of them lined up, but yeah, that's the update for paid IDOs. But we will do an AMA with some of our team, like Uzman from marketing, and some of the other departments as well. So just stay tuned. Of course, my Twitter. If you're not following me on Twitter, make sure that you do that, where I can give more up to the minute updates and things that I eventually will talk about on these shows, including the announcements for AMAs, more IDOs, paid announcements, master vendors announcements, things like that. Okay, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Have a wonderful evening, morning, day, wherever you are in the world. Appreciate you guys tuning in. Thank you. Bye-bye.